at least for a little while, until things start to, people start to form communities and trading communities, and maybe print their own money, or start doing things on that level. But it's going to take a while until you gear an economy that is geared on, that's working on advice, mainly on service economy, and very little on agriculture, and you're having to turn this thing up on its head and turn it into an agricultural society, because you're going to need to feed people. So, and I think America has a great future, because we've got so many resources in the agricultural department that we can export food, we can export we have beautiful soil, we have beautiful land here, and not everybody's a farmer, but somebody's got to cook, somebody's got to farm, somebody's got to milk the goat, somebody's got to go out hunting for deer, somebody's got to go fishing. So you know what, if by yourself, and on top of doing all these things, protecting your property. I mean, if my family member wants to come over here, and if they don't know how to do anything else, we can work on marksmanship, we can work on planting and farming skills, whatever. But they can offer something to the collective health. So big time supply. All right, you won't be seeing this in stores, and I think for the most part, water is your really huge issue. If you don't have clean drinking water, you're going to get screwed. So if you don't have bleach to take water and make it drinkable, because it's basically a drop in a gallon and it's fine no matter how nasty it is, it'll kill a lot of the nasty germs. Digging wells. Don't rely on your city, town, or whatever sewer system, because when the power goes out, or if somebody flips off the switch or whatever, you're not going to get any water, and you're going to have to fend and go out and find some. Now, in places, somebody had a map of where he was going to live, and he was thinking on YouTube, and he made this map, and he says, I'm going to rule out all the places with frost, because I don't want to live there, it's too cold. And of course I have to have some sort of precipitation, blah, blah, blah. So he ruled out this entire frost, area. And I put a little comment on there saying, if you have an area that gets cold in the wintertime, at least you have kind of like free refrigeration. Where are you going to store your deer meat when you kill a deer? Are you going to let it go bad? Or do you have that much salt that you can salt this thing or smoke it? And you possibly could do that. But if you have a steel box or something, maybe on a porch, and it's cold out, or even a foyer that may not be heated, kind of like a little area that's kind of like an enclosed porch. You can leave your food in styrofoam boxes, whatever, just to keep it cold. You can take snow and put it in there as a refrigeration option. You've got water. You take the snow and you melt it on your wood stove, and you've got drinking water. So you've got a lot of perks. Plus, especially near the Canadian border where we live, we get a lot of snow. So if this thing happens in the middle of winter, and you can't rely on the municipal government around here to start plowing the roads for you, you're not going to see anybody. Okay, it's going to go back to like the fur trapper days, and people lived up in northern climates as fur trappers, as deer hunters, and this is how they lived. And you have to kind of learn how to do that, and it's not easy. It's hard work. People are thinking, oh, I just want to be able to sit in front of my TV and get numb. Well, those days are over. They're soon to be over, because you know what? You're not going to have TV. You're not going to have American Idol to go vote for anymore. You can kiss all that crap goodbye. And it's, what? It's useless, mind-numbing crap. And you can get back to the things that are important: your family and the company of your family, and those type of things. And having fun together as a family unit, so this way you don't have all this other crap getting in the way. So, in terms of food storage, again, this stuff is going to get bad, and I think it's going to get bad. Again, I thought it was going to happen way before this, but I don't think it's not going to happen. I think it is going to happen. It's just going to take a little bit longer, but I think it'll definitely be this year, maybe at the beginning of the first few months of the year of 2010. So, I just want to make sure everybody's, I keep seeing these, people are visiting my blogs and reading some of the things I have there, and I can see, when they're searching from Google, how they came in, what they're typing in, and people are typing in what kind of food should I be storing. Well, number one, the starches and things like that you should probably have a lot of, right? Rice, and I see people are doing the Mylar bags and the oxygen absorbers because you don't want fungus. You store all this rice, hundreds of pounds of rice or whatever you got in there. And I hope you're buying it now because it's still cheap. And when it gets to $10 a pound, it's not going to be that cheap anymore. But you're putting all this stuff. Don't go to Lowe's and buy a $10 bucket so you can put this stuff in. That's throwing money out the door. So you go to your local pizzeria or you go to your local sub shop or whatever. And you ask the guy, listen, anybody who has food and like, I don't know, McDonald's, whoever, I don't know. And you say, you got any of those buckets that you throw out? Can I have some of those things? And that's what I've been doing, just gathering from the businesses that are around here, the food businesses, and they've got pickle buckets or whatever, these plastic buckets. And they come in real handy when you get all these animals to water and feed, and you got to bring things back and forth. And it's great for storing rice and get beans and those types of things. Just a nice flour, big time, a lot of flour, and learn how to. Not only after you store the flour, because you're not going to have bread if you don't have flour. You're not going to have pancakes if you don't have flour. So those are nice things to be able to do that. If you grow, like in this area, we grow strawberries and blueberries and wild. And, we can always go picking, and then you preserve them for jams and things. You can take the preserves and you stick them in the flour when you're making pancakes. It makes a nice pancake. Learn how to do all these things now before it's too late. I've got a book that it's not one book, it's a lot, it's basically a compilation of books, a survival compilation that I put together because I found it, very useful for myself. And I put this all on a computer, and I put it on a CD, and I'm selling it on eBay. And it's there. It's a lot of books that I think are very useful. They'll be useful for you. I'm basically selling it because I'm doing the work and putting all this stuff together, and it's there for you. And it's a lot of really good, useful information, and things that you really, if you're going to take care of animals, medicine on animals and medicine on people. If you get cuts and bruises, you got to have all these things. So anyway, besides food, get seeds so you can plant things in the spring, and honey. You get, listen, bullets run out, okay? These are traps, okay? Snap traps. You can catch a lot of different kind of animals. They come in different sizes. I've got all these different sizes. Plus, they're really nice for, putting them around your perimeter, and just you can catch all sorts of things. Maybe even human invaders would be caught by something like this if you hook it up right. But again, if you've got your neighbors next door, if everybody cooperates, you don't have a problem.